All right. You're welcome, everybody. Welcome to Design Like a Pro with Canva. So you're welcome to this class, everyone. I hope I hope you will be able to learn one or two things from this class. We are going to cover a lot in this class. This class is basically for anyone who wants to start their journey as a graphic designer, and maybe they've seen tools like Photoshop or Illustrator as a very complex tool. So this particular class is going to be using Canva, but many people are also familiar that Canva has a lot of templates. So, you might not be a pro or a professional designer just using templates, all right? Or even if you want to use templates on Canva, you may still decide that, oh, I want to customize these templates to fit in into what I really do want. So these are things we'll be covering in this particular course. All right. So if you are new here, please like this video, subscribe, and just drop a random comment. And if you have any question as we go on, please let me know. Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. I'm going to show you step by step. I'll try as much as possible not to skip any step. I'll be showing you step by step what we'll be covering in this particular course or in this particular class. This class is for 2 days. We'll be having it today and tomorrow, all right? So make sure you stay along, make sure you invite others because it's going to be something very important that you will learn in today's class. So I'm going to share my screen right now. All right. So let me share my screen. All right. So I guess you can see my screen now. I am going to show you the interface for Canva. All right. So for you to have access to Canva, all you need to do is to use the search bar and type in canva.com. All right, canva.com. And I am aware that some of you might be following with Canva Mobile. All right, you can still follow along, although I may not be covering key aspect on Canva Mobile, but I will be organizing another class. So I will be organizing another class specifically for Canva Mobile. So, but let's go through this Canva desktop or laptop mode before we come back to Canva Mobile. All right. So when you click on or when you type in canva.com, you will definitely find yourself in this interface. All right. What do you want to design today? Then you can click on start design. Then you can sign in with your email, your Facebook, your email, or your Google account. And when you are done signing in, it will ask you some basic information. You supply the information, and you find yourself in an interface like this. All right. So you see, let's see what you can create today. All right. So before we go into talking, I have drawn an outline of what we're covering in this course so that our class will be more organized. All right. Again, if you have any questions, please do well to use the comment box. After the class, I'm going to respond to all questions. Okay. So I'm going to come to my outline here. All right. So we are covering Canva Basics today. We are covering Canva Basics and Design Principles. Canva Basics and Design Principles. And the goal is to get participants comfortable with Canva and designing basic graphics. Now, just like I said, Canva has lots of templates. We will not be talking about templates today. We'll be talking about how to design with Canva from scratch. That's basically what we want to cover today. All right, so let's start this class. Um, uh, you can drop a random comment. I want to know how many of you have used Canva before, whether on mobile, whether basically to use templates, right? Just use the comment box. Let me know how many of you have used Canva before, and tell me specifically what you designed with Canva. All right, tell me what you designed with Canva. I'm going to read some comments as soon as I get any. All right, now at the end of this class, or let me say at the end of this 2-day course, this is going to be an example of what we are going to design together. I believe for many of you that you registered for this class, this is the design you saw. And I must tell you, this was designed with Canva, all right? So this is going to be your practice exercise. You are going to design something like this with Canva. I'm going to teach you how to design something like this with Canva. And we'll be starting this particular design today, all right? We'll be starting this particular design today. All right, so let's move to the next stage. I just needed to tell you what we'll be designing, all right? And I must tell you that this class is very practical. Of course, we'll be covering some basic things you need to know, because irrespective of whether you are using Canva, you are using Illustrator, you are using, there are some basic design principles you need to know, all right? So let's go to the first step, is open Canva and explore the interface. And we've done that, right? Start from scratch, add text, images, and shapes. Customize fonts, color, and background. All right. Save and download the design. So I guess we can quickly do that. Now, this is not going to be a very tedious one. Just do exactly as I'm doing. All right. Do as I do. Right. Okay. So let's do that quickly. Now this is the Canva interface. All right, let me see whether I can make this okay bigger. Right, so now this is the Canva interface, especially for desktop. Okay, let me change this to the free version, because I guess many of you you might be using the free version. All right, so I'm going to change this to the free version. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to close this. Thank you, Canva. Okay, so now this is the Canva interface. Now, just like I said, you can do so many things on Canva, a lot. You can design, you can create video, you can create, social media posts. You can, I mean, so many things you can do on Canva, all right? But for the simple exercise we have now, we want to create social media posts, all right? So I'm going to come to create a design. I guess you can see my mouse, right? I'm going to click on create a design. I'm going to choose my size. All right. It's asking me what am I creating my design for. So you could choose any of these, but I'm going to choose custom size. And I'm going to choose 750 by 7, or let me use 1080. All right. 1080 by 1080. All right. And it's going to be in pixel. All right, so but if you know the dimension of what you want to design, so you can change it to whether inches, millimeter, or centimeter. Okay, and I'm going to create new design. So what I will be showing you here is not going to be technical at all. All right, just simple design. You are just going to create your first design on Canva. Your first design on Canva. Okay. So, and just like I said, we are not going to use any templates right now. So the first thing we want to do is to add shapes. Now, I must say that every design you see out there is a combination of text, images, shapes, and many, many other principles that I will be mentioning during this particular class. So the first thing we want to do is, just to make this practical for you, is to add shapes to this to our design here. So I mean, let me add square. So to add shapes, you will come to elements. All right, elements. You will look for what you are, what the shape you want to add. So I have square here. So I have the square shape here. Now make sure you are choosing shape, not graphics or not photo. So I want to use the square shape here. Now, but look at this, what I want you to do. Be very careful with this. Now, take this square shape, take it to the extreme end. Now, if it is at the end, you will see a, should I call this pink line? All right, it's something exactly like this. Then I'm going to take the angle here, drag until I see another line, both vertical and horizontal. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to take the shape again, take it to the extreme end. I'm going to drag it down until I see the vertical and horizontal line. Okay, so that's it. Now, I want to change the color. All right, I'm teaching you so many things in this practical aspect. Let me change this color to, okay, since I see this color here, I'm going to change this color to this. Another thing I want to do is now, instead of adding another shape here, I will duplicate this. Now, if you see this icon, it means duplicate. All right, this icon here means duplicate. So I'm going to duplicate this. I will drag it down. Okay, then I will duplicate this. All right, I will drag it down. Right, so I'm going to change the color so that everything have different color. Now I don't want to use white. Let me use this color, and for this I want to use this color. All right, so this is your first exercise. Do this, you know, add shapes to your canvas. All right, add shape to your canvas, and you can click share, then you click download. I'm going to download with PNG, JPEG rather, JPG. Then I will click download. All right, so I have successfully created my first design. So let me open the first design now. I've successfully created my first design, and this is exactly what you have. All right, look at it here. So this is exactly what I have designed. So let's add some text to this, you know, this design. So I'm coming back here. I'm going to change this to yellow so that I will use a color that I'm familiar with. Let's assume this is yellow. All right, let's change this one to green. So let's say this is green. Okay, this is yellow, this is green, and this is red, and this is blue. Okay, so to add text, to your design, just come to this side. You will see the text. All right, you can click on text, and whether you say you want to add a text box or you want to add okay, heading, sub-heading, or body. All right, so but I will just say text. I will just say text, then I'm going to write yellow. All right, now my text is very small. I will drag it here. I will increase the size. I will still talk about all this. Let me make the size, let's see, it's 100, not too big. All right, so I'll make it 100. All right, instead of going to text again, I'm going to bring this. Let me close this. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, let me make it this. All right, I think it's big enough. Then I'm going to duplicate it. I guess you're already familiar with this duplicate button here. I'm going to bring this here. Okay, duplicate again. I'm going to duplicate again. Okay, I think I have double here. All right, so this is yellow. This is blue. I'm going to change this to blue. This is red. and this is green. All right. So this is your first design. Okay. So let's bring this. Let's download. Okay. So that's it. Let's look at it again. So this is what we've successfully. So you've created your first design. In case you are using Canva for the first time, if you're able to complete what I just did now, you've created your first design. So your assignment, your first assignment now is I used square boxes here. I want you to use circles. Do exactly what I did, but instead of you using square boxes, I want you to use circles. So I'm going to show you how to go about that. I'm going to add another page. You can see I added another page. I'm going to elements, circle. So you can search for circle here, right? Circle. I have circle here. I'm going to take it to the extreme end, getting that line, then drag it until I see the vertical and horizontal line, duplicate, all right, until I see those lines the way I have it there. Repeat the same thing. Okay, then repeat the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to change the color, make this red, make this green, and make this black. Let's make this black. All right, so that is going to be your first exercise. All right, so go ahead and do this. If you're able to complete this, that's very, very excellent. Okay, let's go back to the outline. We've added text, we've added shapes, we've not added images, fonts, color, and background. All right, so let's add images. Let's change the fonts, then let's add our background. Okay, so let's do that quickly. So let's add text here. So another way, shortcut to add text on Canva, especially when you are using the desktop version, is to just on your keyboard, just type T. That is letter T. It's just going to bring your paragraph text. Then I want to say black. All right. Now I have my black there, but I need to change. Where's my black? I think the guy is gone. I'm going to say T and black. All right. So I'm going to change my color black to, change the fonts. I increase the size. I think we had 100 the other time. All right. It seems 100 is too big. It's okay. I'm going to change the color to white so that it's going to show on the black background. I'm still going to teach us a little bit about color theory. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this, or let me just leave this alone. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to add images. All right. So on Canva, you can use Canva free images, which is available for you, or you can upload your own images. All right, you can upload your own images. You can download images from websites like unsplash.com, Pixabay and the likes. But Canva has its own image section, and you can use it now. Okay, good. So in case you are using some of the features I may be using may not be available on your end, if that is the case, just come to apps. I hope you can see my mouse here. Just come to apps. Then you can say your apps, or you can just search for images. Let's make it image and search. Photo. Okay, it's called photo. All right. So we have it there, photo, and So let's say we want to change the background. There are several ways to change the background. Let's look for classroom. Some of the photos here or images here are free. Some of them are paid. All right. So for example, when you see this is paid pro, or you can buy it for 400 naira. But we have this that is free, and I have this that is free. So I like this that is free. There are two ways to add, an image to the background. I can drag it and bring it here. All right. Now we have an issue here now, so I need to send it to the back. Okay. You can see that the other way to do it is when you click on the image, you click on these three dots here for more, then you set image as background. All right. So I think we've successfully completed these step-by-step practicals. All right, let's look at the practical exercise here. Create a simple social media post. I think we've been able to do that, all right? So as simple as what you did now, that is the basis of designing on Canva. Now, the issue a lot of people have is they use templates, but they don't know how to add, text. They don't know how to add shapes. They don't know how to add images to their designs. All right, I hope you've learned that. Okay, so let's go to the next. Now, this is going to be a little bit theoretical, but it's very important if you want to be a pro Canva or graphic designer. All right, so I want to talk about design principles. Design principles. So the first thing when we talk about design principles, we all know what principles are. Principles are basic guidelines to do anything. All right, principles are basic guidelines to do anything. And one thing about design principles is this, that sometimes you see a particular design, you know that this is a very good design, or maybe a social media what's it called, graphics design flyer, right? Maybe a social media flyer, and you know that, oh, this is very good, this is conveying a particular message. And you see so many issues on the flyer, you are discouraged, you don't even want to read. And some flyers, some design, you will see them and you are excited about it already. All right, the first design principle I will be talking up to you about is the color theory. All right, color theory. And listen, if you understand this color theory, even when you are dressing up or when you are doing the aesthetics of your home, you know what color complements another color. All right, so I said color theory is the study of how colors interact. Color theory, okay, so color theory is the study of how color interact and how they affect emotions. How they affect emotions, how they affect branding and communication. So one thing you need to understand about color is that color affects emotions, affects your brand, and affect what you communicate. In design, color are important because they create visual appeals. A well-chosen color scheme makes design look attractive, and this is very true. All right, if you choose, for example, the image, the design I used here. Now you see, merely seeing this design, you see that this is very attractive. All right, and you learn, when we move on the color theory, you learn why certain colors are used. All right, certain colors are used, and I'm going to give you my recommendation. I personally, I really don't like designs that are too complex, especially using so many colors in a particular design, but I'm going to teach you something very important today, so follow me. All right, another thing about color theory is that it conveys emotion and meaning. All right, color conveys, especially when we are talking about design, all right, it conveys emotion. When you see a design filled with red, it's likely for you for that to mean to you, it means danger. All right, I'm still going to tell you the meaning or the psychology of color. I'm going to talk to you about that. Another thing about color, it's enhanced readability. Good contrast ensures that text is easy to read. Another thing about color is that it strengthens branding. Brands use color to build identity and recognition. All right. So, what are the key concepts in color theory? What are the key concepts in color theory? The first is the color psychology. What do color mean? So, I have listed some colors and basically what they mean. So, each color has a psychological impact. Here are some common meanings. For example, when you see red, it means passion, it means urgency, it could mean danger, it means energy. It is often used for sales for brands like Coca-Cola, all right? Many of us will know Coca-Cola, right? Another is orange. Orange signifies creativity. I guess the color I used in the design I showed you there is orange. It's a it's a shade of orange. Why? Because it connotes creativity, it connotes friendliness, it connotes excitement. It is used for brands like Fanta. How many of us love Fanta? Right? Fanta, and maybe Nickelodeon. All right. Another one is yellow. Yellow connotes happiness, positivity, attention grabbing, and brands like McDonald's and Snapchat, that's what they use. Green. Green signifies, we all know that when we talk about green, we talk about agriculture, right? And we talk about growth, we talk about health, we talk about nature, eco-friendly brands like O Food. We also have color blue, talking about trust, talking about professionalism, talking about calmness. Most times, banks and tech brands use blue. Um, Brands like Facebook, First Bank, I think Access Bank, many banks use color blue just to talk about trust, professionalism, and calmness. We also have purple. We know purple signifies royalty, luxury, all right, creativity. We have black. Black talk about elegance, power, sophistication, luxury brand, right? We also have white. White is, simplicity, cleanliness, minimalism, all right? Brands like Apple, right? Okay, and sometimes hospitals, all right? So here is an example for you. Why do most banks use blue? All right? Why do most banks use blue? Of course, I already mentioned it, right? Because blue represents trust and stability. So that is that about color psychology. Now, this is saying that anytime you want to create a design, it is important you understand what each color or what the color you are using, what is it telling your customers or people that are going to see your design. This is very, very, very important. All right. This is very important. Now, let's talk about color harmonies. All right. There should be harmony, symphony. What other needs do we have? Right. So there should be sync when you are using color. You shouldn't use color that are fighting each other. You shouldn't use color that do not complement each other. So how do you choose color that work well together? How do you choose colors that work well together? It's important you understand that good designs use color that complement each other. Good designs use colors that complement each other. Now let's see some example. We have the monochromatic. Monochromatic. What's it saying? It's saying one color, different shades. So when you are creating your design, you can make your design all blue or all orange. All right, or you can make the major color on your design to be orange, but different shades of orange. So for example, I have there light blue, medium blue, or dark blue. All right. And for example, if you see the design I showed you here, all right, you will see that it's different shades of orange. I guess this is orange, right? Okay. So So it's important you understand color harmonies. Color harmonies. Now, when we are talking about color harmonies, when you are talking about color monochromatic, another thing you also need to know is complementary colors. Colors that complement each other. All right. So you should understand that opposite colors on the color wheel. Now, I have a diagram of the color wheel here. All right. Opposite color, you see that red and green, they are opposite color. All right. Violet and yellow green, red and blue green, blue violet and yellow orange. So you can also use complementary colors. These will also make sense, just like we used to say it, right? This will also make sense when you are creating your design. All right. I know I'm saying a lot of theory here, but we are going to practicalize this. Okay. You can also use analogous color next to each other on the wheel. All right, color next to each other on the wheel. If you check the wheel again, we have green, turquoise, or blue. All right, green, turquoise, or blue. We also have the triadic. This is talking about three evenly spaced color. So for example, if you check the color wheel again, you can use red, yellow, or blue. All right, so red, yellow, or blue. Or you can take, for example, you can take orange, green, and violet. Orange, green, and violet. Listen to me. If you understand these simple principles, it is going to change the trajectory of your designs. All right. If you understand this principle, it's going to change the trajectory of your design. So let's quickly talk about contrast and readability. Now, this is very simple. This is very important because the simplest design you can make is writing a text on a particular background. The simplest design you can do, you can create, is writing a text on a particular background. And these are very common. Just maybe a simple image and you are writing a text under it. You need to understand contrast and readability, why background and text color matters. Listen, bad color choices can make text hard to read. Always ensure high contrast between text and background. So for example, I have an example here, that dark background plus white text. All right. If you check what you are seeing on the screen right now, excuse me, we have dark background plus white text. Okay. A bad example is, I know you are not even seeing this at all, but let me highlight it so that you can see what we have there. All right. So I guess you can see it now, right? Yellow background. Let me highlight it again. Yellow background plus white text. Low contrast, hard to see. So you shouldn't use text and background that has low contrast. All right. So the quick rule is this, that dark text on a light background or light text on a dark background. Let me say that again. Dark text on a light background or light text on a dark background. All right. End of story. I know some of you are already bored already. You're feeling like, oh, come on, please, let's go to the practical section. So let's quickly do this. All right. Here is a practical exercise for you. Create a simple post with text. Experiment with color combination. Try monochromatic, complementary, or analogous. All right. So let's try this out. So let's start with monochromatic. We understand what monochromatic is, right? Monochromatic is talking about one color, different shades. One color, different shades. So let's go back to our Canva. All right, I'm going to open this. I'm going to type in, I'm seeing something on my table here. The volume is clear. So I'm going to type that. I'm going to use my text. The volume is, let me type it again. The volume is clear. All right. So I'm going to make this big. I'm going to change the I want to change the font size. Let me use this guy. Okay, then let me make it 100. So the volume is clear. I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to make this way. All right, the volume is clear. I can make it bigger. So let me make it 150. All right, the volume is clear. Right, so it's on this at the center. So monochromatic is using the same shade of color, but the same color but different shades. So let me make the background, I mean, just to try what we are saying, let me make the background green. All right, and I want to make the text. Of course, I can't make the text green, you can't see that at all, but I'm going to check a shade of green. All right, so this is monochromatic. Now, there is this particular brand that use this particular style. All right, you know, so but this is basically, let's check again, this is basically what monochromatic is saying. All right, one color, different shades. All right, so but exactly what the practical exercise asks us to do is to experiment with different color combination, try monochromatic, complementary, and analogous. All right, so let's do this. So now this is another thing you can do. All right, so instead of creating a new design, I'm going to come here, right, and duplicate. So I'm going to change this from green, I'm going to use blue. All right, so now I want to do I want to use complementary. All right, so when we talk about complementary, you remember what complementary is. Complementary is saying opposite color on the color wheel. So let us take red and green, or let's take red and green, or blue and orange. So let's take red and green. Okay, we used let's do blue and orange since we already have blue here. So I'm going to change this color to orange. All right, so now you can come here. That's one thing interesting about Canva. You can come here and type, or sometimes when I design, I just go to Google, search for a color and ask for the X code. All right, X code means the hexadecimal code. So I'm just going to search for orange here, and that's it. So look at it, we have blue and orange. So this is complementary. All right, this is complementary. We can try blue and orange. We saw red and green the other time, so let's try red and green. I'm going to change the background to be red and the text green. All right, can you see this? All right, so basically what just understand here is that color, opposite color, just like the instruction we have here, opposite color on the color wheel, that is complementary. All right, high contrast and vibrant. High contrast and vibrant. Let's do one more. We have violet and yellow. Let's try violet and yellow. Let's duplicate this. So let's change the background to be violet. Violet is just purple, right? But let's see. Is it violet? Let me see. I hope I'm correct. Violet. Okay, it's not violet. Okay, I guess this is it. And yellow. I guess this is yellow. All right. Can you see this? All right. So these are very interesting things that you can do. Now you are creating a very beautiful design. If you could just start designing this, you are on top of the world. All right, so but if you can add this skill that I'm teaching you now to what I'll be teaching you tomorrow I will be talking about template designs. All right, how to use templates, how to edit templates on Canva. So but if you have these skills I'm teaching you now, Using template is going to be a walkthrough. All right, you will know specifically if you want to change something on the template, you know exactly what to do. All right, and the last one is analogous. Analogous is saying color next to each other on the wheel. All right, so color next to each other on the wheel. Let's see. Let's use violet and blue. All right, violet and blue. I want to duplicate this. So violet and blue. I'm going to make this blue. I'm going to make this blue and this one violet. All right, all right. Can you see? It's not even looking very well. Okay, wait, I'm coming. So now, if you have something like this, you could just use another shade of blue. But this is exactly what I'm saying, blue. Okay, let me do this. Okay, we could even use sky blue. Right? Look at this. So the reason why this blue and this violet does not really make sense is just like I said the other time, when you are writing text, try to use high contrast. All right, but you can use violet and blue when you are making a design. You have a shape circle as blue, and you have another shape square, you know, as violet. All right, so I guess we are okay with this. So let's move on this. So we have done this. So next time you design, ask yourself, what feeling do I create? It's important that you understand that. Next time you design, ask yourself, what feeling do I create? Number two, does my text have good contrast? You notice that the last text you did does not have good contrast. Why others have very good contrast, right? Why others have very good contrast, all right? So the next thing you need to understand is, are my colors balanced and visually appealing? Are my colors balanced and visually appealing? All right. Oh my goodness, we are running out of time. So let's quickly talk about font pairing and choosing the right font for design, all right? Font pairing and choosing the right font for design. Fonts plays a huge role in how your design looks and feel. All right, especially when you're working with Canva, right? Your fonts plays a huge role in how your design look and feel. So the right font pairing make your design look professional. So really, you could use 2 or 3 fonts, maximum 3. Don't use more than 3. All right, even if you are using 2, there are some fonts that are not, just like we talked about colorize. Yeah, right. There are some fonts that are not complementary. All right, so I'm going to talk about it now. So why font pairing matters? All right, fonts enhances readability. A good font combination make your text easy to read. Number 2, create hierarchy. All right, unfortunately, I will not be talking about hierarchy in this class. It's also one of the principles of designs. All right, so it creates hierarchy. It helps guide the reader's attention to key information. Next, define moods and brand. Define moods and brand identity. All right, fonts can make design feel modern, classic, and playful, or serious. So depending on the fonts you are using, all right, and fonts also help maintain consistency. It's very, very important, especially when you are dealing with brands. You don't use. I'm still going to talk about it, so let me just move on. All right, so what are the types of fonts? There are several types of fonts. So before pairing fonts, it's important you understand font types. So we have the serif fonts, serif or sherif, what do you want to call it? All right, so for the serif fonts with small strokes, these are very common. All right, when I personally, I love the serif fonts, especially most of my official documents, I use the Time New Roman. All right, that's an example of serif fonts. We also have Georgia, we have Playful Display, and the likes. So this font is formal, is elegant, and it's used in traditional designs, especially for people that like old school. All right. Um, Another example is the sans serif. It's the senior brother of serif. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Fonts without decorative strokes. All right. Sans serif are fonts without decorative strokes, used for websites, tech brands, and modern businesses. For example, on my website, I use this sans serif. I use the combination of at a particular time, in fact, I love when building websites. I love Montserrat and Poppins. They are my favorite. I just like Montserrat and Poppins. Very good one. But at a particular time, I think I use this El Vertical, right? Those are examples of sans serif, and they are best for minimalist, modern, and digital design. All right. We also have the script fonts. Script fonts. I hope I'm not saying fonts since morning, Sha. It is script fonts. All right, script fonts. Now, fonts that look like handwriting or calligraphy, used for invitation, logo, and fancy designs. Right? You should use this kind of fonts sparingly. So we have the dancing scripts. You can see it looks like something that is dancing. We have the pacificio. We have the great vibes. These are elegant, creative, and feminine designs. All right. And lastly, we have display fonts. Display fonts. These are unique and decorative. They are often used for headlines, used for posters, banners, and attention-grabbing design. Listen, even with this, if you can apply in your designs, if you can change your fonts, if you can understand fonts pairing, your design will change. All right? Your design will change tremendously. So how to pair fonts correctly? This is a very big challenge. A lot of us designers, especially when you are using Canva, you would tend to just use one font because, of course, life is simple with one font, right? It is simple when you just use one font all through, but you may not be conveying the right message to your audience. All right. So a good font pairing balance contrast and harmony. Let me say that again. A good font pairing balances contrast and harmony. Contrast and harmony. So let's see some examples. We have the serif and the sans serif. Classic plus readable. All right, see that mixture. Classic but readable. So an example is the playful display. All right, plus Montserrat. Playful display plus Montserrat. You can see I intentionally used the font, to write the playful display. So sans serif adds elegance. Let me make this a little bit bold or big. Let me just make this big so that you see that you see the elegance I'm talking about. All right, can you see it? All right, so sans serif adds elegance. Playful display adds elegance. Why Montserrat or the serif font adds elegance and the sans serif keeps it modern. All right, great for website, blogs, and professional designs. So another combination is the sans serif plus sans serif. Different styles of sans serif. All right, we have the Poppins and the open sunlight. And you see, one is bold, one is simple. All right, for tech, businesses, and corporate designs. We have the script and the sans serif, elegant and modern. We have the Pacificio and the Lato. There are several fonts. I mean, if not millions, then thousands of fonts. All right, just look at it. Now, what should you avoid when you are using font pairing? What should you avoid when you are using font pairing? Number one, too many fonts. I said it the other time, maximum of 3 fonts in your designs, maximum. In fact, 3 fonts is a schedule, it's too much. All right, maybe 3 fonts, but maximum. All right, so but between 2 or 3, but it shouldn't be 1. All right, because it shouldn't be one. All right. Number two is low contrast fonts. Don't pair fonts that look too similar. You know, I said something the other time about hierarchy. All right. Your audience or people viewing your design should know which is the heading. Of course, you could use your size to determine which or what part of your design is the heading, but your font could also be something that could tell your audience what the heading is. All right. So it helps in hierarchy. So don't use low contrast fonts. And again, don't use hard to read fonts, especially for long text. Do you understand? You want to write an official letter and you are using Pacificio or you are using dancing script. Don't use dancing script for, long text fonts. All right. I guess I've talked too much, right? So let's go to the practical session now. All right. So open your Canva, select a blank canvas, experiment with different fonts. Use one of the three methods above. Adjust size, spacing, and color to create balance. Share your design for feedback. All right, so let's quickly do this. Are we ready? Okay, so we are still going to use our design here. I'm going to delete this. It doesn't look good to me. Okay, so I have here the volume is clear. Now, just underneath the volume is clear, I want to add high quality. High quality. So I want to use the what's it called now? I want to use the pairing that I talked about. So the first one is serif plus sans serif. So I want to use the playful display and Montserrat. So I'm going to change this to Montserrat. Now on Canva, especially if you are using Canva free, there are some fonts that are not available for free. But I guess many of the fonts I'm talking about today are actually free or available for free. Montserrat. All right, so this is Montserrat. I'm just going to click on Montserrat. Montserrat has different versions. We have bold, we have thin, So, but it's using Montserrat regular. I'm going to increase the size to 50. Let me see, 50. So high quality. So I don't want it to be center aligned. All right. So high quality. So you can see that. Right. Let me reduce the spacing. How you are seeing what I'm doing here? Spacing. I want to reduce it to 1. Let me see. Okay. So and add this. So let me do a little bit. Let me add. I'll come back to elements. I want to add elements. I want to add wave. Yes, audio wave. Please, I need free one. No wave plant. Audio wave. Up, I'm going to see free audio wave graphics. So, and of course, if you find it on what's it called, you can bring it here. So, so let me just use this. All right, so I'm going to send it back. The layer, send it backward. Okay, so I'm going to change it to. Let me see what red will look like. And what do I have here? So let me change this one to white. Okay, white is too white. So I'm going to change this to black then. Okay, then let's make this black. All right, so you can see this. All right, so the volume, and I can make it center aligned. So let me make it center aligned now, and bring this one to the center. And bring this down a little bit. Bring this down a little bit. How do you like this design? All right, the volume is clear, high quality. Let me make sure that it's in the middle. All right. So I hope I've done what the design said I should. Okay, so we are still doing contrast, right? So I'm going to duplicate this. So duplicate. I'm going to add Poppins and Open Sun. So I'm going to change this one to Poppins. Sorry. I'm going to change this to Poppins. P-O-P-P. So I'm going to change this to Poppins. All right. I will choose Poppins bold. I'll reduce the size. Let me make it 100. All right. The volume is clear. I'm going to, another thing that makes your design stand out is to increase the letter spacing. I like rounded figures, so I'll make it 120. Okay, so the volume is clear. So this to be, what do we have there? We have Open Sun. So I guess we have Open Sun for free. Open. So this is Open Sun. So right. I don't have time to change the pictures. I think my time is fast spent. Okay, I've used over an hour already. And lastly, we have Pacificio and Lato. So let's change this to Pacificio. Pacific. So this is Pacificio. Okay. I can make it a little bit big, 120. All right, and Lato. All right. So I believe we've seen this now. All right. So how do you now look at it? All right. Look at it. Makes sense, right? So these are, when you understand the design principles, you will definitely, enjoy design more. All right. I guess we are coming to the end of this class now. So next time you design, ask yourself, does my font pairing create a clear hierarchy? Does my font pairing create a clear hierarchy? Number two, is my text easy to read? Number three, do my fonts match the mood of my design? This is very, very important. All right. For example, you are designing a flyer for a funeral and you are using dancing script. Even the name itself should scare you, that you should not use dancing script when you are, so make sure that your fonts match the mood of your design. Okay. So let's quickly talk about alignment and spacing. Alignment and spacing, making your design look professional. Making your design look professional. See, alignment and spacing are key principles of good design that help create visual balance, readability, and professionalism. Poor alignment ensures that elements look organized, while good spacing prevents clusters and improve aesthetics. All right. So why alignment and spacing matters? Number one is that alignment creates order and structure. Number two, it enhances readability. When your work is well aligned, all right, if you are familiar with Microsoft Word, you know the right align, the left align, the justify, and the center align. Your alignment also improves readability and it establishes visual hierarchy. Very, very important. Your work, your design should not be disorganized. Okay? So, number two is for you to understand alignment in design. Alignment ensures that elements, text, images, and shapes are visually connected and balanced. Let me say this again, that alignment ensures that the elements, that is the text, images, and shapes, are visually connected and balanced. Canva, the tool we are using, provides four main types of alignment. And I guess those are the types of alignment we have, right? The left aligned, the center aligned, and right aligned, and the justified, right? Understanding spacing in design. Spacing includes line spacing, letter spacing, and white spacing. Now, many of us, you are familiar with line spacing. I mean, in the design I just finished now, I shared with you about line spacing. I also use letter spacing, but many of us, we are not familiar with white spaces. So let me quickly talk about it. So line spacing control the space between lines of text. Keep it between 1.2x and 1.5. All right. Letter spacing. Adjust the space between letters slightly. Don't make it too much. All right. Slightly increasing letter spacing makes headlines more elegant. All right. If you slightly increase, instead of it, joining together like sardine. All right. When you increase the spaces or the spacing, it gives your headline elegance. Now let's quickly talk about white spaces. White spaces is talking about the empty space around text and elements. So for example, in this document I'm using now, you can see this free space. All right. Everything is not clustered to each other. It's not pancaked. All right. So don't cram everything together. Leave space to make elements stand out. When you are adding image or someone, leave space to make that image stand out. You are adding an heading, leave space to make the heading stand out. So let's talk about practical tips for alignment and spacing in Canva. Number one, use Canva's alignment tool. All right, select the elements, click position, choose center, aligned, right aligned, or justify. You can also enable Canva grid and ruler. I'm going to show you that. Use equal spacing between elements. This is also very, very important. Don't overcrowd your design. Very important. It is good that designs are simple and straightforward. Not too much information. All right, especially if they are flyers. Anybody, let your flyer or let your design convey a message. For example, the design you guys saw for this particular event, what was the title? Design like a pro with Canva, right? Nobody is going to come to this class expecting to be taught how to use Illustrator or Photoshop. Very clear. And I mentioned, okay, under design like a pro with Canva, what are the things we are going to cover? I mentioned it. How do you register for this event? I mentioned it. Very simple and very clear. All right, so let's look at the practical exercise. I hope this is the end. We are coming to the end gradually. So let's look at it. Open Canva, choose a blank canvas. All right, add a title, subtitle, and body text. Test different alignments, adjust line spacing and readability. I'm trying to look for a design around me here that I can use. Okay, so let me use my file here. No more. Okay, let me use this. Okay, so access card. All right. So I'm just trying to look for content. So I'm going to create a blank space here. So I'm going to text. I told you a shortcut to add text is just on your keyboard, just type letter T. All right. So access card admits 1. So capital letter. All right. Access card admits 1. All right. So it's a timeless love of story. So I have here underneath T, timeless Okay. Love. Okay. Timeless love story. Love story. Timeless love story. Okay. And let me see the last text there. Okay, so the last text there is entry T. I'm going to, make this clearer. Entry is strictly by invitation. All right, so we are good to go. I'm going to split it now. So access card, so this is the heading. I'm going to use, let me use Poppins. So I'm going to use Poppin bold. I'm going to increase the size to 100. No, I said 100. 100. Okay. So I'm going to bring it here. So but I want everything to be on a single line. So access card admits 1. So everything on a single line. So but the spacing is taken is too much. So I'm going to reduce my spacing. So click on it. So I'm going to make my spacing 1.2. All right. So I'm going to bring this one down. So the next one is love story. So I'm going to change this to, let me see Lato. All right. I'm going to increase the size to 50. So I made a mistake with letter T. Make it capital. Timeless story. And this one is entry is strictly by limitation. I'm also going to leave it as Lato. I'm going to leave it as Lato. So entry is strictly by invitation. I'm going to make him 25. Let me see. Okay. So look at this. So I'm going to change. Now I think I've done almost everything. I'm going to increase the size of let me make it 100. Look at this. Let me make this. How many of you love this already? All right. Access card admits 1. Timeless story of love. Entry is strictly by invitation. Okay. All right. So I hope you were able to create this. So that's basically our practical exercise. So now the final tip is this: a well-aligned design looks intentional. Look at it. Very, very intentional. A well-aligned, when you align it, look at it. Now, another way you know it is aligned, look at the lines around it. All right. Make sure they are well aligned. Okay. Okay, I mentioned ruler, so let me bring this up. Make sure it is here. All right. So let's see the ruler. No. Where is my ruler now? Add guides, add margin. Okay, so show ruler. So you can see. Show, what else can it show again? It can show what? Show margins. All right. So that's that about that. So let's end this class. I think our time is fast spent. So your our hands-on task should be that we should create a business flyer for personal brand post using the three principles. All right. Wrap up a challenge. Complete your first project using what you have learned and post it on a group on WhatsApp. After this class, I'm going to leave the link to the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm going to send it to everyone that registered. All right, the link to the WhatsApp group so that you can post your design on the WhatsApp group. So if you register, if you do not register, please check the link and register. You will get notification about the class tomorrow. Okay, so let me see how many minutes I've used. Okay, so I've used 1 hour 12 minutes. For the next 18 minutes, I want to quickly start our project for this class. All right. I'm still going to use this interface. Let me just use this place for everything. I must say that there are certain things that are not available on Canva free. All right. So there are certain things that are not available on Canva free. So it's important we know that. And like the design I shared with you was created using Canva Pro. So I'm going to go and bring up the design again. All right. So now, before I create this design, it's important for that I should analyze this design. All right. I want to quickly analyze. It's not showing. Oh, yeah. Let me see what I can do. I'm coming. Okay. All right. My screen is not. I'm not even sure what you guys are seeing. Okay, so reconnecting my network. So let's hold on a bit. That's the issue with network now. All right. So it's loading again. My network got disconnected, but I'm here with you. So we just want to see the design we want to create, but I believe that many of us will learn 1 or 2 things in this class. I really hope so. All right, let's share our screen. Share screen. Entire screen. All right, so I guess I'm sharing my screen now. All right, okay. So now this is where I stopped. I will still ensure that in 14 minutes, I round up with this. Now, it's safe to say that this is a square design, all right? Even if it is not a square design, we make our square design, and we already have the canvas we are using already, which is 1080p by 1080p, okay? Now, you need to understand that every design is a combination of images, text, shapes. Images, text, shapes. Images, text, shapes. Okay. So, so that means that maybe icons. All right. So if you look at this particular design, there are text. So we have the logo. Here we have text. Here we have a shape rectangle. We have rectangle. We have a frame here with an image, frame, image, frame, image. You know, so we want to quickly see how we can design something like this. I'm going to see how far I can go in 14 minutes. Then after that, we'll just call it a day. So I want to see if I can open this on my browser. If I can open it on Chrome, that would be very good. Open with choose app. Let me see if I can open with Chrome. More apps. Okay, I can't open with Chrome. Let me see. Let me try this way. If I just want to see whether it is possible. It is. All right. So basically, just to be able to easily navigate, that's why I had to bring it to Chrome. All right. So I'm back here. Now, when you are designing, there are several ways to design. You could sit down and come up with, be creative. But there is a book that says, still like an artist. All right. There is nothing new under the sun. So, but there are platforms whereby you can get ideas on what to design. All right. So, platforms like Pinterest, Pinterest, very fantabulous platform to get ideas. All right. Then look at this. All right. All bees are covered. It's just, see, in fact, to improve your design, you should just come to platforms like this and just get ideas. And, irrespective of especially if you are doing flyers, you can just do this design for yourself. Look at this. It's just me and God against the world. All right. You can see the hierarchy that I'm talking about. Look at this. All right. Look at this one. Okay. Can you see this? So let's quickly create this particular design and let's go. All right. I have how many minutes more? I have just 11 minutes more. So now the first thing I want to do is to arrange the background. So I have some tools already on my Chrome for color picker. All right. So I just want to pick. I hope I have it. My color picker is gone. What do I do now? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Let me use this guy. Sometimes could do the work. It's not seeing it as something. Okay, I don't want to waste time, so I'm going to maybe in the next class I'm going to get the exact color, but with your color picker you can get the exact color that was used. So the first thing I want to do is to arrange my background. So I know my background is a shade, is like an off shade of pink or orange, I mean. So I'm going to come here. This look like orange. Then I'm going to click here to look for the off, the one that is fading away, like the stars of the morning. All right. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So let me see my design again. Okay. So it's a little bit close. Then I'm going to add my shape. All right, I want to add this shape here. So I will come to elements. I'm looking for rectangle. So I have my square here. So I'm going to use it like that. I'm going to drag it down and just make it like this. I think that's fair enough. Let me compare. All right. So I'm going to make it the full orange color. You remember this, the same color with different variations. Okay. Right. Let me see if I use, no. So we are going to get the exact color later on. What else do we have here? So we have the logo. We don't have the logo here, so we use get the text. Said, what's the text saying? Design like a pro with Canva. So I'm going to come here. Is it all in caps lock? No, it's not. Design like a pro with Canva. Oh, what's this? What's happening? Delete. Design like a pro with Canva. All right. Oh, come on, no. It's okay. Let me make it big. All right. So design like a pro with Canva. I'm going to bring it here. What's the next thing? I just want to write everything. 17th to 18th March. Another text. 17th to 18th March 2025. What's the next text? Learn to design stunning graphics with Canva in just 2 days. Another text. Learn to design stunning graphics with Canva in just 2 days. No experience needed, just bring your creativity. No experience needed, just bring your creativity. Why is this thing doing this now? Ctrl Z. What is press? My hand is pressing something, right? Ctrl Z. Okay, so, and no experience needed, just bring your creativity. All right. What other thing do we have? We have Canva Basics, Design Principles, Advanced Feature, and hands-on projects. Duplicate this. Canva Basics. Design Principles. Okay. Design Principles, Advanced Features, then hands-on projects. Okay. So what else? Then we have frame. We have this. So another rectangle. So we have text on it. It says join now. What else? We have text bit dot. So how many minutes do I have now? 4 minutes, okay. So bit.ly slash tiola25. Okay. What else? Tiola innovation. Tiola innovation. All right. So we have successfully, done all the content. Okay, let's add frame. So it's going to be a challenge to start looking for the frame that was used, but we should be able to see it. And this is not a frame, it was a rectangle frame with border. Okay, so it looks something like this, rectangle frame. And we have the other one too, a rectangle frame, but we may have, let me see if it can only be small. So I need a rectangle frame that is, let me just let me see if I say rectangle frame. Okay, well, okay, I think I should be able to even add border. Okay, I can add border by myself. All right, so let's start designing. All right, I am really excited to do this. So let's see. So we have design like a pro with Canva. So let's make this a little bit bigger. So I don't need this anymore. So let me bring this here. Design like a pro with Canva. So this, now you remember what we are talking about. This is alignment. So this is left and right aligned. All right. So I'm going to come here, click on right aligned. All right. I'm going to change the font to, let's use, let's use Poppins. I don't know what font was used there. I don't remember. I'm going to use Poppin bold. Okay. Design like a pro with Canva. Let me see. Okay. Now it's good you do your design in stages. The first thing is I added all the elements I want to add. Then I start editing the fonts, the size. After I'm done, I'll start talking about the color. It's not bad that way. So I think I need elements, but now I only need rectangle, not frame. I need rectangle. So I need this. Okay. I just want to take this inside here and bring it here. I think it's crossed here, but all right. So then make it smaller. All right. So I have 17. Where's the 17th guy? So I'll make him to Popping. I'll make him Popping. I say so I can make him Popping semi-bold. I can make him 30. So what's the next thing? Lens stunning. So this one I can make. I think this has changed a bit, so I'm going to take it back to 0. So I'm going to reduce this. Again, you see this design is left aligned. Right aligned, I mean. So I'm going to change it to right aligned. I'm going to change this to lateral. All right. So I'm going to change it to lateral. Now the rest of this guy. Just want to drag these guys down. I want to bring this one in. Okay, so let me see. Graphics design. What's the size? 20. Let me make it 25. Yeah, something like this. I'm going to change the color of this guy to sorry, this is the color. Change it to this. Okay. What else do we have? We have checklist. So I'm going to my elements. I'm going to look for something like checklist. Okay, checkbox. So that particular checkbox could be a full one. So you see something like this, but I'm going to look for a free one. All right, so I think what we need is something like this. All right. Okay. So we have Canva. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm going to change this to popping. I mean, I could leave it as lato. Let me make it lato. Let me make it lato, but instead of lato, I'm going to make it lato bold. And I'm going to change the size to 20. Now look at what I'm going to do here. After the next thing is design principle. So this, I will just duplicate this, drag it under, duplicate. I need 4. Advanced feature should be here. Design principle should be here. Now look at this. When I click this, instead of, I already changed it to lato and the likes, I can come here, copy styles, paste, no. Copy styles and paste it here. What's happening to it? Which style did I copy? Good. Copy styles and paste it here. So copy styles and paste it here. So I can take this one. All right. So I can highlight this one, drag it up. So I have this join now. I have, okay. I shouldn't have, I shouldn't drag the image from there. Okay, but I don't have choice. So, okay. Okay. You're almost done. I think I'm already past time. I'm 5 minutes past time already. Now, can you see? This is gradually making sense, right? I just want to I'll add all the comments. Then tomorrow, we'll continue from here. Browser. Come on, I need a free browser. Okay, this is free. So innovation. So we have, I hope I'll be able to see these guys here. Facebook icon. Let's see. Okay. I may not be able to see the free one. So Facebook and Instagram, right? Okay. So we'll call it a day here. Let's just use this one for Instagram. All right. So do you see what we are able to design? In, I think, probably in 15, 20 minutes, all right, we're able to come up with this. So by tomorrow, we are going to give it the finishing touches, all right? I think at this point, we may have to call it a day. So I want to appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me on this training, all right? Thank you so much. Let's see again. If you have any question, please leave it in the comment box, and we will definitely address it. I'm not sure there is any comments currently, but against tomorrow is going to be the same time, 4 p.m., and we'll be talking about templates, all right? How to use templates, how to modify templates. If you want to make specific changes on certain templates, what are those things you need to do? That's basically what we'll be doing tomorrow, and we are going to finish up this particular design. All right. I want to say a very big thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you again tomorrow. God bless you all.